Uh-huh. Look, and I came
We
on
back.
here
We back. We back.
ready, ready,
We
ready.
back. Welcome to another episode of Vibes and Convo. Come on in. Come on in. Party's fine. Yes, sir.
Let them
Welcome to
come. Let them
another
come in.
episode of Vibes and Convo, where we champion everything and all things that are R and B.
Yeah.
We are your
Yeah.
hosts, the Brothers of Vibes and Convo. But right next to me is my brother On Key, always on key, never off.
What up, y'all? What up?
And I'm your friendly neighborhood sequel 2297. And this week, we got a blast from. We're gonna travel down memory lane this week, man.
We getting
Definitely,
into it.
definitely.
We
Tell them
getting
what we got,
into
Key.
it. Whoo. Look, it's right there at the bottom. Look, we starting off right. We gonna let y'all know what it is right from the jump.
What it do, what it is.
Right there, man. Classic movie soundtrack. Classic movie,
Yeah.
right? Jason's lyric.
Talk about it.
Movie soundtrack.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk a little bit about the movie too. You know what I mean? It's so impactful. You know what I mean? And then what we're gonna be doing later on is we're gonna be taking in calls. So go ahead and write that number down.
Mm-hmm.
Save that number because we're gonna want y'all to call in later on.
Yes, yes.
We're
Call
gonna be
in,
taking
man.
calls.
That 619 number right there. Hit that up.
Come on. Go ahead and write it down right now. You know what I'm saying? And get it dialed in.
Hell yeah. Save it in your phone, people.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
So before we get them set up and everything, let's see what's going on, you know, in each other's weeks. You know, I think I think last week my week was so boring that I didn't have much to say.
But this week you got some stuff to say.
This week,
yeah. Come on.
it's pretty much the same.
I knew it said
pretty much the same. Well, you know, I can say just I like to call it rehearsing good energy. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Rehearsing good energy, you know, working on vibes and combo, working on, you know, new music and all. It's just good energy. You know what I'm saying? I can say
all the way around.
Going on.
All the way around.
You know, maybe the week before too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, good energy. Good energy is what I can say.
That's what's up.
Just been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean? But you know, stay tuned. We got some things with Vibes and Combo in the works.
I see.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy.
All right. Okay.
Gonna be crazy.
All right.
But yeah, man. Yeah, ain't nothing. You know, ain't no super details to my week. What about you, Sequel? What you got going on?
Hey, I survived spring break, and if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. That's it. I survived spring break. Them boys back
Survival
in school.
of the fittest.
Them boys back in school. I'm rejoicing right now. That's it. That's all. Let's move right along. Let's come on with it, baby.
Hey, man.
Simple pimple.
Crazy. Everybody was out. You know,
yeah.
they treating that spring break very precious.
Oh boy, yeah.
Very precious.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, for those who have never been here before, right? And for those who have been here before, you know where we're about to go. So here at Vibes and Combo, there's 3 steps we need you to follow before we go on this journey. Right?
Right.
I like to call it setting the mood. That's what we like to do, man.
Yes,
Set
sir.
the mood with these 3 steps we need you to follow. Right? Step number 1 is we need you to find a place of comfort. That could be at home. That can be in your bed. That can be in your couch. That can be on your living room floor. That can be in your room. That can be that can be on the rooftop. That can be on the
The,
garage. That can
the
be on the
gazebo.
patio. That can be on the porch. You know what I'm saying? It can be in the garage. It can be in the den. You know, for those old school folks in the rocking chair. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? For the new school folks, it's the game chair.
Uh-huh.
And some folks, it's the computer chair. You know, whatever your place of comfort is, man, that's where we need you to be.
Please.
All right. Step number 2 is we need you to get a set of headphones. The mobile phone is cool. Even sometimes the TV volume is cool, right?
Right.
But just because you on a TV, don't mean you can't be on the headphones.
It doesn't.
Or if your TV got, already got speakers, you know what I'm saying? Sound ready speakers, then you good to go.
Yes,
But
sir.
if not, we need you to get you a set of headphones so you can hear everything that we gonna be talking about.
Yeah.
And you don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
Step number 3. I done mastered it now. I done mastered it now. I think I just had to go all the way to the bottom like this, and then I'm good to go. Step number 3 is we need you to get your favorite beverage and put it right next to you. I got the water, no label, no label.
we're training Key on how to hold endorsements properly for the camera. So this is practice right
Which
now.
facial expression?
But there you go.
That's the one. That's the one they're gonna take a screenshot of. Like, yep,
That's
this
the
dude
mark.
right here is good for this product.
There you go. Perfect.
Man.
I'm not
Those are
mad
the
at
3 steps we need you to follow here at Buys and Combo before we get into this journey.
you. Yes.
Now that we got the 3 steps and you are settled in, Jason's Lyric movie soundtrack. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the movie? Do we want to start with the soundtrack? I'm gonna pull up the soundtrack track listing and all that too.
I don't think it really matters, man. Like, because once you start talking about one, you're gonna easily bleed into the other. So
That is true.
it really doesn't.
That is true.
Like this is one of the few soundtracks you can honestly say, like, no matter how you feel about it in its entirety, it definitely captures the mood and the feel of the movie. Like every single song has a place, even if you didn't
Right.
hear it in the movie itself, it still goes right along with the movie in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
It definitely does.
Let me see if I can blow it up a little bigger.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you got the Vibes and Convo family, if y'all know me, y'all already know this is near and dear to my heart because of where I come from. So,
Jason's Lyric, man.
Personal references as far as this goes over, but they true because I lived them.
We was talking about some of this stuff off, behind the scenes. We were talking about how this movie here, and I keep doing weird stuff in my beanie too, y'all. We
doing
live,
the Ray
man.
J thing with the hat.
Yeah, we live, man. I'm trying to figure out what's the best take.
It's all right.
You know we was talking behind the scenes about how this movie is not really talked about like some of the other classic movies.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because the cast of the movie was really good too. The acting was incredible in this movie, man.
Very.
Like emotional roller coaster all the way around, all the way around.
And a very real storyline, might I add. Like no fabrication, no embellishment at all. Like that was a very real story. Those are very real, believable, actual events that everybody could relate to, especially if they grew up in that kind of environment.
Yes.
Like very, very true to the story itself.
Yes,
Yep,
100%.
definitely.
Let me see. I think, you know, when I think about Jason's lyric, even when I think about the soundtrack, I think about that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That time and that mid 90s
Yep.
um time was a time, man. Like you would only have to be there to know.
Hell yeah,
You know
man.
what I mean? Like how I felt.
Yep.
Um
Something about that 93, 94, 95 time frame.
yeah, man. Like,
Good.
you know, a lot of folks that we watch now, they came from that. They came from that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we consider a lot of them legends now. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Or
Uh,
OGs in the sense.
yeah, even those that's on the soundtrack.
Yep.
Um, one scene that always stands out to me when I think about this movie is
Don't say the meadow. Please don't say the meadow.
you said, oh
Don't,
no,
don't
no,
say the
no,
meadow. Okay.
no, no,
I was
no,
about to
no,
say, oh yeah.
no.
I'll say
You
I'm
know,
getting
it was the part where you know, Jason was supposed to leave a lyric
yeah.
and he was supposed to be meeting her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For them to get up and leave, and
Uh-huh. You take that detour.
it was just unfortunate what was happening before that,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she told him, she said, "Man, you keep trying to save somebody who don't want to be saved."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is crazy because then it leads to Josh putting a gun to Lyric, and then he ended up
Yeah.
shooting her, and it's
Yeah.
just crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it hit then, and it still hit now. You know what I mean?
It does.
Um,
It
I
does.
always think about that scene when I think about this movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of dope scenes though.
Yeah.
Um,
And what's so relatable about that scene, even if it didn't physically happen in that way for a lot of people figuratively or spiritually hang on to people in that way to to their own detriment.
mm,
And it still keeps them from progressing in life or moving on with their life
yep,
or reaching their full potential. And
yep.
it works both ways or whatever. Some people they use that as a crutch or an excuse not to move forward or succeed. And
Hmm.
they lean on that because they choose to, not because they have to, because they choose to.
Right.
So I see that both going both ways, that scenario for sure. But yeah, it's a
Hmm.
lot of gems, a lot of lessons in this movie. Whole lot.
Definitely.
Yeah. And the
Definitely.
soundtrack reflects it also. So we're gonna dig into
You know what I'm
that. For
saying?
sure.
For sure. We got to
For
get
sure.
into that.
Definitely, definitely. Pick your poison, man. We're gonna do rock, paper,
Um,
scissors for which one we're gonna start.
look,
Or flip a coin.
I want to start with You Will Know. I want to start with that.
Come on, come on. Yeah,
Um,
perfect.
you know,
Start with the soundtrack.
performed by Black Men United. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Had a bunch of features on this record.
If
So many to
there's
name. They don't name them all here, but
I gotta know.
um,
I gotta know.
I know a lot of them off the head.
Yep.
Um, I know Brian McKnight, R.
Of
Kelly,
course.
Aaron Hall,
Of course.
um, Joe
Of course.
Stokely from In Condition.
Of course.
Um, who else? Raphael Sadiq.
Of course. Come
Um, I already said B Night.
Yes, you did.
Right?
You know you're gonna start with that.
Yeah, we're gonna start. Yeah, we're gonna start.
You're gonna
We're
start
gonna
with me.
start. I might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say him
Yeah.
more than once.
Even though you
Saying
didn't,
B Night, baby.
even though you should have started with D'Angelo, the songwriter.
Right. Right.
I mean, he wrote the song. I mean, you know.
Right. And he had to. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It was a young D'Angelo too at that.
Yeah. You remember Brian McKnight's ad libs though?
Come on, man. Come on. We ain't even finished naming them all. Look, there was After Seven,
Mm.
Al B. Sure,
Mm.
Alejandre F. Johnson,
Come on.
Boyz II Men,
Come on.
Christopher
Wait.
Williams. Yeah,
Boys to Men?
yes. Go back and watch the video. But I bet yet go back and watch the live
Oh
performance on
snap!
American Music Awards.
Oh snap!
They were in there. Boyz II Men was there. Christopher Williams. I'm standing right next to Joe. DRS
Right.
was there.
Hmm.
Damian Hall was there.
Huh.
El DeBarge. Gerald Levert. H-Town.
Oh, how could I forget G?
I know. H-Town. Intro. Keith Sweat. Lenny Kravitz. And he played the guitar. Lil Joe from the Rude Boys. Portrait. Silk. Tevin Campbell started off the song.
Look, I knew I was gonna crash and burn.
Yeah.
Even though I knew a lot of them off the head, I'm like, I ain't gonna get everybody.
That's why I made
I started off good.
I had to go write them down, bro, to make sure I ain't miss nobody.
I decided to start off good.
Yeah, you start off blazing actually, because those are people I'm not naming. The ones you named already, people I'm purposely not naming. Tony. Usher. Young Usher.
Young Us. He was over there.
Yeah.
He was on there.
Yeah. And I also want to point out, this is probably the first and last time you heard Joe and R. Kelly on the same track with each other.
Ooh.
Now, that's not to say that they don't have writing on each other's stuff, or they don't have songs that they bought from each other. Because we all know that, though. We all know those. But them both those voices on the same song, you never heard it again.
Everybody was going for the gusto on this song, though.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And rightfully so, all them powerhouses on one song. What?
This is rip that Tevin Campbell does, and I'm like,
go down the list. There are no simps vocally.
Now, is this the last time something like this was done? With this many solo male acts on one song?
When?
I think it might be the last time. Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. Especially to this magnitude.
Come on.
I mean, there've been attempts, but not like this. Not like this. It's almost like the industry said, okay, all right, that's enough. Break that up.
we ain't gonna keep doing that.
No more. Then we got the payout. Then y'all want us to pay out? Oh, hell no.
I remember I used to listen to it all the time.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Track number 2. Forget I Was a G. Now, okay. Now, going back and listening to this, I said, that's like now. Then it didn't seem like a crazy jump from that song to this song. But in this day and time, on the same, if it's on the same, body, it's a big jump. Forget I Was a G. This is when folks was doing like the jazzy type tracks, but they was gangsters.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Domino and all that was in effect around this time. Like,
hell yeah, Domino was heavy with that.
This kind of remind me of that.
Yep.
Performed by Whitehead Brothers, man.
Hell yeah.
Kenny Whitehead and Larry Gold.
Yep.
Forget I Was a G.
Yep. A little background.
After listening to it, I remember these songs, man. Even if I didn't follow the artist at the time, I remember these songs from this project.
Yep.
Crazy.
And so far, these two songs were definitely heavy on the radio around the time. Definitely heavy on the radio, which is how people got wind of how good the soundtrack was in the first place. So this was definitely one of those singles that came out that helped drive the overall project.
Yeah.
For sure. Forget I Was a G. Little background, the Whitehead Brothers, they consist of the sons of the famous singer-songwriter producer John Whitehead, who helped create the Philly International Sound, and half of the famous McFadden and Whitehead songwriting and producer duo. They're known for hits like Love Is a 187, which is how I first heard of them.
Okay, yeah.
And that Ever So Long, and that groove and slow jam they had, Sex on the Beach. Let's have sex on the beach
Right.
and in the sand. Well, that used to go hard, boy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, songs were more than memorable releases on this soundtrack for sure. The Whitehead Brothers, bro. And that
Man.
lineage is real.
See?
And they were like dubbed like KC and JoJo clones. Because of how they sound, their soulful sound or whatever.
Right.
Definitely could go there vocally. They definitely could go there.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was only few like singers that would have like a song with that type of title or style. You know what I mean? Like, but was still singer. That was the thing then. It was like they still was singers though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go back to and my homies.
Yeah, DRS.
Gangsta lean.
Yeah, definitely.
Still singers, you know what I mean? So
is it fair to say? Is it fair to say, now looking back or whatever, like during this time period, everybody was like, as much as I was asked that question, were you Boyz II Men or were you Jodeci? This is during that period where people was literally chasing that. Groups, different acts, they were chasing either that Jodeci sound or that Boyz. You were either or, and this is one of the examples of those people that were chasing a little bit of that Jodeci-esque. You know what I'm saying? The whole gangster subject matter or whatever, the super soulful,
right?
So almost church tones or whatever over the gangster tracks.
Right.
That's the sound Jodeci helped usher in for real.
Huh.
It's crazy when you think about that in context, for real.
It is.
But this soundtrack as always is a good example of that.
Candyman by LL Cool J.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I feel like he was sneaky on soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
Because like this song, I didn't remember it until I listened to it again.
Yeah.
Then I said, "Oh, LL was on. Oh, he was on here." Like, I don't know. I remember like just songs that he had on soundtracks. I definitely remember them. You know what I'm saying? This was one that kind of was a sleeper, as far as remembering it.
Yeah,
because definitely. it wasn't the handpicked song off this soundtrack. You know what I mean?
And
that's not like him.
No, it's not.
That's not like LL.
It's not. And it could easily be missed. If you go back and watch the movie, it could easily be missed that you even heard it at all. To be honest with you. But in the business, and mind you, in the music business, LL at this point was such a staple still. He would just have throwaway songs for stuff.
Right.
Just to and plus during this time or whatever, like it was certain artists that you knew if you had them on your soundtrack, the soundtrack was gonna sell. LL was definitely one of those.
Come on.
During this time, like matter of fact, that's a good question. I wonder how many soundtrack credits LL has alone. Just soundtracks that he's got songs on. One. I bet he's
because even the movies that he was in, he was on them soundtracks.
Exactly.
Like, this dude is getting double the money. Like,
yeah, I think it's safe to say LL did it all way. He got up in the movie business in all ways.
And he was like, "Oh, okay, it's a music soundtrack. I'm gonna be on that too." He was just on both.
What?
If Trouble Was Money, performed by Mint Condition and Albert Collins.
Yes. Now let me give some real on this one, because this is definitely not typical of what you know Mint Condition for, but once again, if you know Mint Condition, they got this kind of range and this kind of capability to still pull off anything in any genre, and this is a good example of that. This song ultimately was paying homage to Albert Collins, who was a famous electric blues guitarist and singer. The song is actually a remake of Albert Collins' song, hit titled the same, If Trouble Were Money. A highly appropriate song for this movie. This song would have been Joshua's theme song, in my opinion. Joshua, who's Jason's brother in the movie. Like, he definitely, like, if you break down the lyrics of the song or whatever, like, that was definitely the mentality of Joshua for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure,
definitely,
like for sure. And I think that probably was in mind too. You know what I mean? When they thought about the movie and like, okay, this is a song that can match.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mint Condition.
And they did a great job at covering it too.
Hmm.
Definitely. Even had Albert Collins on the song. So.
Right. Yeah, slid him right on. Mint Condition, man. Let's talk about Mint Condition, who was just walking around here as a band and
Mhm.
stayed that the whole time when groups was the thing. Mint
Yep.
Condition was out
Band.
here being that full band, like,
Yep.
and we don't, like, folks don't really talk about them like that. They talk about them as a group,
Yeah.
but they were a group band. It's
Yep.
totally different.
And 100%ers at that.
Come on.
Performed it, write it, produced it, engineered it. They were all in house. They didn't need nobody for nothing. And oh my God, the stuff they put out.
Their catalog is crazy. This song is crazy.
Still.
Man, we can go on and on about Mint Condition. I was like, if we start right now, we can go on and on about Mint Condition.
We'd have to do 2 episodes just on Mint Condition alone. A minimum of 2.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's another episode, y'all. Y'all tune in for that. Y'all might get that in the future. Y'all
Yeah. Yeah, man. Track number 5, Just Like My Papa, performed by Tony Tone.
Yeah.
Producer Dwayne Wiggins.
Rest in peace, Dwayne Wiggins, man. Rest in peace, brother.
Man.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Certified.
Like when I hear this song, it goes exactly with what I remember of the soundtrack. You know what I mean? You notice with the soundtrack, it's a lot of like acoustic included production.
Right.
Like it's a lot of acoustic playing
on
a lot of the songs. You know what I mean? And for it to be like different producers, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yep.
Acoustic feel in a lot of the songs.
Definitely. I think that was more so Dwayne's thing too. Like his role in Tony, he was more so like the acoustic guy, like the strings, the piano, whatever. Raphael Saadiq, we've always known him for the drums and the bass.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything, more so the bottom feel of songs or whatever. And he kind of writes from that aspect also. Just to get on some technical nerd stuff or whatever, bringing up the brothers. Because, oh my God, their catalog individually and together just. And for all y'all that don't remember, Dwayne Wiggins did have a solo career as well. It wasn't just Raphael Saadiq.
Come on.
Definitely. Rest in peace, Dwayne Wiggins, man. Never forget you, brother.
Yeah, man. Track number 6. If You Think You're Lonely Now.
Wow.
Performed by KC of Jodeci. I don't like to say of KC and JoJo.
I know,
KC
right?
of Jodeci.
There you go. Thank you. The significance, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this was the one time KC proved to everybody, like, I will body your remake by myself. I don't need no backup. I don't need nobody. I'll do that on my own. And this was the one time he publicly showed it on this track right here. Redid a classic Bobby Womack song as a standout single and released on this soundtrack. This was the first time KC showed the world he could body any remake.
And this is like after. So this is like right after the Jodeci. Well, Jodeci was still going, but it was right after like Diary of a Madman.
Yeah,
and for what I remember, and
before KC and JoJo kicked off.
Yeah.
It was like they were toying with the idea of going solo, but not really.
And that's what people thought. I remember they thought, "Oh, KC about to go solo." You know what I mean? But we never got to see that.
Nope.
But the way he sounded on this song,
yeah. Oh my God.
I'm like, why are you singing like this?
He made it his own. I remember for a long time, people wanted to hear this version. They didn't want to hear Bobby's version no more. Young and old, like it was that impactful.
and he included his "Oh yeah,
Yep.
wait until tonight."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, well, he can't be singing like that.
Yeah.
Sequel, he can't be singing like nah. I'm thinking about it right now.
Hey,
Like,
he been doing it
nah,
his
he
whole
can't be
life.
singing like that,
He
man.
been doing it his whole life. The
Sheesh.
whole family been doing it. They whole
Can't be
and he got it honest. Fantasia sound like that.
right.
JoJo sound like that. You
Yeah,
who
all
else,
of them get that.
who
I'm
else
like, y'all
relate?
can't be, hey, wait a minute. All
Who
y'all.
who else related to him? They sound like
I mean, it's
Rico sound like that.
you know
They
what I mean?
all no, they
We
all
might as
got
well
that.
say Calvin a piece,
Yep.
Calvin can too.
Oh yeah,
So it's like, bro.
Calvin say like that. You know Calvin say.
Right.
Shoot. Oh, not Deacon
Um,
Calvin. She crazy?
literally Deacon Calvin.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, man. Classic.
I love it. I love it. Track number 7,
Yes. See if you can
Rodeo
pronounce
Style.
how you pronounce your name. See, give it a try.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I'm gonna
James
say,
Sia.
yeah, I'm gonna say Jamie Sia.
Mm-hmm. Or
Um
Jamesia.
or Jamesia. That sounds even better.
Mm-hmm.
Jamesia Bennett.
Yep.
And Mike Funky Mike.
Yeah. Now, to be honest with you, this is a pretty memorable song
Yes.
on the soundtrack or whatever. But full disclosure, Jamesia, we'll go with
Mm.
Jamesia. I like the way that
I
flows.
like the way that sounds.
I think we're doing it more justice than Jamsia.
Yeah.
Or James, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Jamesia, actually, she's the daughter of Ann Nesby from Sounds of Blackness.
Oh.
Lead singer of Sounds of Blackness. She's the daughter.
Really?
And she's also the mother of Paris Bennett of season 5 American Idol finalist.
Really?
Yeah. So the lineage of voices is definitely there.
Okay.
Yeah. But the song itself is a dope groove. It definitely caught people's ear when you listen to the soundtrack for sure. It gave huge Adina Howard energy.
Yeah.
And for a period during Adina's reign, people were chasing that also. People were chasing that level of raunchy and but still with that singing and that sultry. Like Adina was a lot of things that people were chasing after that nobody could duplicate but Adina.
Right.
When it's all said and done. And this was one of those good attempts.
She know how to turn those gears. You know what I mean?
Definitely. But this is one of those good attempts, though. I'll give it to Jamesia, though. This was definitely one of the more memorable songs off the soundtrack.
Yeah,
for sure.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Up and Down, performed by Jay Quest. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I was listening to it again today. I said Jay Quest was on here singing.
Yes, he was.
Jay Quest was on here singing.
Yeah. Might have been a little ahead of his time too, just a little bit. Yep. You got any background on Jay Quest?
Tone vocalist is Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I said, he okay. Someone get that treatment now. Like, okay, you was on here singing like that. Okay, we definitely calling you out.
Definitely
on here singing like that.
Yeah. Even though we hear that in it now, it was definitely a song that was skipped over back then. I think a lot of people didn't get it right off. Oh, it was definitely one of those songs. In my opinion, it took a few listens for you to grab on for it to catch you like that, or whatever. But I personally remember it. But in my opinion, it was definitely a cool album filler as far as the soundtrack goes. But a little background on Jay Quest: he is a Brooklyn-born R&B singer that was discovered by Lisa.
Okay.
Originally, even though he falls into the one-hit wonder category, so to speak, or whatever, because his album never really, even though it was released, it never really caught traction, didn't even chart. Most people didn't even wear it. But this song and another one, are definitely the songs that he was definitely known for, and he definitely contributed to this soundtrack for sure. So not to take away from Jay Quest and what he did on this soundtrack, and it definitely goes with the feel of this movie, regardless of how you feel about it. Like,
Come on.
it's one of those pieces that like it's cohesive, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, but shout out Jay Quest, man, wherever you are,
Man,
brother, man.
yeah,
and your contribution to the soundtrack, man.
He wasn't playing around. He was not
Definitely
playing
been
around.
recognized. Definitely been recognized, sir.
Track number 9. We coming out to the West Coast.
Coming out, I
Going
knew
to
you
the
was
West Coast. Yeah, we coming to the West Coast right now.
When you
Let me
see
sit up.
when you see Key cheese up and he
Let me
start nodding his
sit up.
head a lot.
Let me sit up. We coming to the West now. I gotta sit up.
Hey,
Walk
we
away.
love the West Coast too. We love the West.
Performing by the 5-footers.
Yes.
Like folks don't know. Hey, I get
G-Funk.
I think you really gotta be from the West Coast to understand like the 5-footers. We thought like the way we looked at them, we thought like they were gonna be the ones that we'd be talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? During that time.
Definitely.
Because I remember this 5-footers, man, because like so it's the West Coast female group, right? And then there was later on we got like the Deadly Venoms, who was out in the East Coast hip hop female rap group.
Yeah.
When I think about both of them, I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Walk away performed by the 5-footers, man. 5-footers had some songs.
Yes, they did, man.
They were right under Warren G. Warren G was really had his hands in on the 5-footers.
Hell yeah, he did.
Yeah, man.
And they helped exemplify like that G-Funk sound that Warren G was always portraying or whatever. Like they helped definitely drive that home, in my opinion. Like, did them and everybody that was on their roster didn't sound as good over Warren G beats, in my opinion.
No.
Warren G couldn't nobody do it the way they did it.
They was on the after show, the movie.
Yep, sure was.
They talked about the 5-footers. The 5-footers, was there. That's why I'm saying like they were supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, you know how later on they did the Up in Smoke tour and they did the DVD and they had everybody that was on that. Like, they were supposed to be in that class. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know what happened with the 5-footers, but yeah, I definitely I'm definitely a fan of 5-footers, man.
Hell yeah, man. Full disclosure, 5-footers, for all y'all that don't know, consisted of members Leb Love, aka Danielle Hollis, founding member. Josh Skills, Knee High.
Come on.
Cobra, aka Red.
Cobra.
Yeah, Cobra. K Bar and IME. Yeah, man. This song was another dope filler on the album per se or whatever, but like and Warren G don't get enough credit either for the soundtracks either. After the success of Above the Rim, everybody wanted him on their soundtrack or something that was affiliated with him on their soundtrack.
Yep.
So he was another one that like ran through the soundtrack era for real. With these
That's another hip hop artist we can talk about during the 90s, how many songs they had on a soundtrack. Because I think Warren G was making was making it on soundtracks that didn't even have nothing to do with hip hop.
Exactly.
Well, you got a Warren G song on there.
Look, put music that in movies that didn't have nothing to do with the West Coast.
Nothing to do with the West Coast at all. But hey, Warren G got to be on it.
Hell yeah, man, definitely. Or something touching him.
Because see, there was the 5-footers, and then later on, Snoop had Doggy's Angels.
Yep, that's right.
But it was like, you know what I mean? I looked at Doggy's Angels like, okay, they remind me of the 5-footers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It wasn't as many members, but it reminded me of that.
Yep.
Female hip hop groups don't really last, huh? Outside of Salt and Pepper.
There've been some honest attempts, but no, you're right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
female R&B groups survive, break up, get back together, but
More so than hip hop for sure.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Who else you have from the West? You had JJ. Was that JJ Fad?
Yep.
Yeah, like yeah. See, that's crazy. Um, track number 10. Love is the
LSD.
key. Performed
LSD.
by LSD.
Yep.
Huh. QD3. Is that Quincy Jones
Quincy Jones' son. This
team?
is one of the
Yeah.
first songs that he produced.
Come on.
Yep. Yeah. People don't understand that Quincy Jones lineage and how deep it runs. A lot of people still don't understand.
Mm. Autumn Beef DVDs was QD3. I mean, you know what I mean? Like we look at Quincy Jones as just being R&B, but then the QD3 was another branch off of.
Office, exactly.
That's crazy.
Early Tech Nine success, QD3. Yeah.
I know a lot of people that know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that didn't know.
I know, man. Not to mention movies. And I don't mean just mixtape DVDs either. Movies. Yeah, that's a whole nother episode too. We gotta go down to QD3. Everything he attached to. Jesus.
Right.
People
That's
be out here,
that's another thing.
yeah, people be out here talking noise about folk, don't know who they talking to. Don't have a clue, boy. Y'all better start doing y'all homework, people. Y'all gonna get jammed up before y'all even get started.
Right. Love is the key. The way the song was written was interesting too.
I think so.
You know what I mean? Pretty poetic. And I remembered it for being that. And it was crazy because this was at a time where the way I was listening to songs, I wasn't listening to songs, I guess, for the poetic part. You know what I mean? I was deeply into like maybe like the vocals and the music, but I wasn't really diving deep into, my ears wasn't diving deep into, you know, into lyrics and poetry and, you know, placement of words, and it wasn't there yet. You know what I mean? But yeah, this song is definitely written with some thought.
No more loving.
Performed by DRS. Weren't we just talking about them?
Yes, Dirty Rotten Scoundrel. Hey, this song is heard often actually throughout this movie. If you guys remember, DRS is known for "This Is For My Homies," which was a good flip on the classic "Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City" by Bobby Bland. This particular song is heavily sampled, and it's a heavily sampled song in the hip hop universe, but it's very memorable. DRS, they just did what they were always known for doing, and this song wasn't no different, man. Super soulful from the hood. Like just going along right with the movie, man. Like everything this movie about, like they just captured that feel and right here on this track.
And think about that. You know, when I was listening to this, I was thinking about the era then and the era now,
Right.
and who would mix with what era, right?
Right.
So a DRS now would be frowned upon for being in this era with the gangster, like fully gangsters.
Yep.
But they singing. Like singing like how they do. You know what I mean? Like now it's like it's okay for you. You can be a gangster now and still sing, but it gotta be a certain kind of style.
Yeah.
You can't be singing, you can't be holding notes. You better be staccato.
Yeah.
You better sound like you can't really sing.
You better not have no sustain.
Yeah, don't have no sustain. They gonna be like, they gonna frown upon you now. That's the crazy part.
Oh my god.
You know, then we didn't look at it no kind of way. We just looked at it like They singing.
Yeah.
We expect it.
Yeah. Especially if you say you singing.
Like if you singing it, it gotta be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. DRS, shout out, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's move on to your boy. Go ahead. I was called. Matter of fact,
This is what I've been waiting for the whole time.
I'm gonna wait till he's done. I'll be back, y'all.
For me to be totally biased. Totally biased. Crazy Love, performed by Brian McKnight. My guy. Yeah. I love this song. Man. I loved it too because it was on his third album. And it's crazy. He this is he was just maintaining. You know, like he came off One Last Cry, came off of you know, all of these joints, and then got here and still was giving it to him acoustic style. Because this is another song that had that acoustic guitar sound in it. That goes throughout this whole soundtrack, which is crazy. But yeah, Brian McKnight, man. Crazy Love is I feel like Crazy Love is one of his songs that people forget about, but when they hear it, they're like, "Oh yeah, he did this joint. Yeah, he did this joint." You know what I'm saying? This was gospel Brian though. This was gospel Brian singing over the acoustics. You know what I mean? Like there's two different Brians. You know what I mean? There's smooth melodic Brian, and then there's the gospel head McKnight. This was the gospel head McKnight. Go listen to the song and come back and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? B Night all day.
You done?
You know what I'm saying? Who want the verses against Brian McKnight? I'm still on that. Who wants the verses with B Night?
We're not doing.
That's my guy.
We're not doing this tonight.
We can't talk about no Brian McKnight or no Boyz II Men. It's totally biased. Totally.
Track number 13. Track number 13. We got Ahmad with "That's How It Is." Hey, y'all know song. Ahmad, man. Sneaky. Hey, Ahmad, Mr. Back in the Day himself.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day when come on, man. Mm-hmm. And I think Ahmad gets enough credit, man. He was the dude, like he was always dropping gems in his raps, but without being preachy. Like giving a real hood perspective on stuff or whatever, but in a very real way. He was early with that.
He made it sound so cool too. Like
he did.
Like his style was just
it was almost like a Far Side. It was almost like a Far Side flow, kind of or whatever, but
over some West Coast funk, like
but he would tap just like everyday stuff though.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff that was super relatable.
Yep.
Super relatable. I mess with Ahmad though, man.
Yeah.
I mess with him for real, man. And even though the song itself isn't as memorable on the soundtrack, I mean in the movie itself or whatever, it definitely worked. It definitely worked for real. Yep.
Yeah, man.
My boy Ahmad.
First round draft, track number 14. First round draft pick, performed by Warren G. There you go again. And the Twins. See, this was that Warren G time. Like, the Twins was another one he had under his wings.
Yep. Everybody knew the Twins.
The Twins only rapped over Warren G production. It's crazy.
Period.
You know what I mean? Like,
I dare you to find anything.
They just had great production from him.
Yes, they did. It's almost like they had the best from Warren.
Yeah, I feel like
my opinion.
I was gonna say that too, because I feel like he gave his best foot forward with the Twins.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I feel like if the 5-footers would have lasted longer,
Yeah,
they would have got some more from him. But
yeah.
the twins got the most out of Warren G.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh, them songs.
The twins. So the thing is with the twins though is that you remember songs from them because Warren G was on them.
Mhm.
Like they're one of them. They're one of them duos where, um, you know them for Warren because Warren G had them on the songs. Their
Right,
songs were bigger than them.
that's right.
Crazy.
Really crazy.
Because when you go, oh, the twins, like I mean, I'm gonna know who they are.
Of course,
The West Coast thing, but like,
but if you wasn't in tune, like
yeah, you'd be
yeah.
like the twins, the twins, the twins, the twins, and then you start singing a song, and then you go, oh, that was them.
Uh huh.
Mhm. They're that. You know what I mean?
All the way, all the way. That
You know, I'll just say like, look them up,
hell yeah.
and then go to playing a pro, go play the catalog, and you're gonna be like, oh, this was them.
Mhm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Guaranteed you're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, West Coast. Come on back. You trying to? He trying to.
Track
He trying
number
to.
15.
Look, he trying to sit in that for a
Come
minute. Like,
on.
hey, well, I'm gonna savor this for a minute. Nah, man, come on, get out the way,
15.
man. Come on. Track
15 brothers and
15.
sisters performed by.
Come on, speak on it. Come on.
Let me sit up.
Look, he goes. I'll be back, y'all. He love doing this. I'll be
Let me
back.
sit up. Track number 15, man. Performed by J.O. Felony. West Coast very own. They go in the building. You know what I mean? Definitely an MC. Gangster rap. It was gangster rap. But J.O. Felony is an MC. Now, the song was cool. Um, the song was cool, but this is when he kind of start getting his foot in the game. You know what I mean? This was like the beginning time for him, 94. You know, and then the rest is history with Jo. Definitely out here. You know, we definitely look at Jo Felony as one of those MCs. You know, um, definitely did his thing. Jam Master Jay had him on here, and that's funny because I feel like a lot of the East Coast heads mess with Jo tough. He got a lot of love from the East Coast first. You know what I mean? From Jam Master Jay, Def Jam was messing with him. Def Jam definitely was on the East Coast tip for the most part.
Yeah, JL was MC for
A
real,
lot of
man.
people thought Swain King Tech was East Coast
Yep. Nope.
cats, but they from the West too.
West. Yeah.
But they mess with him because he was an MC. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like he was a gangster, but
Yeah.
Jo like a corrupt and like, you know what I mean? Kind of we got a couple of them like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? J corrupt.
Yeah.
What's my man? X-rated.
Yeah.
You know, that's we know them from being gangsters, but they MCs.
Yeah.
They can hang with your
Your top
MCs
tier rapper.
that kick
top-
lyrics. They can hang with them.
Yeah.
You just gotta listen to their catalog.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. J.O. Felony had never been no slouch for real, man. And he's definitely regarded as such. Like the people who really know, like they pay homage. Like J.O.'s definitely one of those pillars in the West Coast.
Yeah.
In West Coast gangster rap for sure.
Yeah.
Like nobody's ever questioning that.
And he was like one of our, like, from Dago, he was the one who got on. Yep. He broke the door down.
Hell yeah. Homegrown.
You know what I mean?
Homegrown. What side of town that boy was from?
Who, JL?
Yeah.
Yeah. From the West Coast. He from the West. He from Dago. Even there go.
Yeah, yeah, man. J.O. Felony for sure, man. Definitely one of my favorites on that album, on the soundtrack though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Track 16, The City Needs Help, performed
Yes.
by Buddy Guy.
Yes. Yes. Now,
Come
now,
on.
now, this song only memorable in the juke junk scene. But rightfully so. I mean, it's a blues song. And Buddy Guy, if you guys don't know about the famous Buddy Guy, he's a Chicago blues legend. And
Mm.
he's also father to Shauna of Disturbing the Peace. Female
Ah,
OG MC rapper. Yes, yes, Shauna. That's her father.
crazy.
So when she's always talking about her lineage, her arms over there, like she come from legends, she really does come from a lineage of legendary, if you will.
Mm.
Buddy Guy is that dude out the shot, man. Even though he's from Mississippi, born in Mississippi or whatever. Like yeah, part of that whole Chicago blues movement.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the legend, man.
Man, for real.
Very
For real.
significant song on this album.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Next song. Back to the we coming back to the west, I see. Coming back to the west, I see.
Not all the way.
Yeah,
Not
we
all the
coming back
way.
to the west.
Not
You
all
know
the
what I
way.
mean?
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, watch this.
Well,
Watch
I
this.
mean, it's from,
Yeah, watch this kid.
it's he messed with the Bay heavy.
Of
Let's just
course.
say.
Gotta mess with the Bay put him on for real.
You know what I mean?
As far as rap game, ain't no different than what Pac did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But real talk, Spice One, nigga sings the blues. By far, this is the hardest song on the entire soundtrack. By far the hardest. Spice One, the East Bay gangster, as we all know him, who actually originally hails from Corsicana, Texas. That's where he's originally from. But spent a significant amount of years on the West Coast or whatever. Got the game in the West, you know what I'm saying? Everything else is history, you know what I'm saying? The West do that to you. Shout out to the West Coast. But he would go on to score many more soundtracks and hood classic albums that would remain staples of gangster rap for decades to come. It's definitely one of my favorites on this whole project, though. Spice. SPICE. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been rocking with Spice since way back, bro.
Sheesh. Mr. Storyteller, man.
What?
Mr. Storyteller.
And I always put Spice right up there with Scarface. When it comes to storytelling, he was right there.
Yeah, they both are some storytelling rappers, boy.
Yeah, man. Just, paint a picture for you, boy. Leave a
Which
stain
is crazy
in
because the next track is Jesse James. Performed by Scarface. Sheesh.
Look, I promise we didn't plan that
either. Right.
It's just the way they listed the track. Yeah, Scarface, Jesse James. Hey, this is a hip hop southern rap classic, bar none. I could go on for days about what this song is and what it continues to be. But this song wholeheartedly embodies the hood mentality of growing up in the hoods of Houston. Period. Like everything this song about was Scarface was telling y'all, but that's what motherfuckers was on. That's really what they was on.
They was taking it.
And in a lot of ways throughout Texas, it's still that way, depending on where you are. But that's another story. We ain't for them travel down that road. But Scarface, Jesse James, man, they're definitely an impactful hood classic for sure, man.
Yeah, man. Track number 19, Love Is Still Enough, performed by Savalry.
Yes. Now, you remember where this song took place in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, break it down for him, Key. Go ahead, break it down. Break it on down. Break it on down.
What exact scene was it?
Can you guess it? Can you see it? I know you can see it.
Yeah, I can hear it, but I'm trying to attach it to the scene that look. Really, what I'm doing in my mind is attaching it to the scene I want it to be in. but I don't think it's in that scene.
No, it's not. It's probably not. If you
No.
can't get it off right. But it's easy though, man. This song actually commemorates the first date that they went on.
That's what.
When they got to the station, he unblindfolded her, and they had that candlelit dinner.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
This is what was playing. This is what.
I was gonna put it on the wrong. I was gonna put.
He was about to
It's
put
the
him in
right
the meadow.
combination, but
He
I
was
was
about to put him in the meadow. I knew it. Yeah, see, he's like, right,
right. I said, nope, don't do it. You ain't right. That's why I need that, and that's why I need. Yeah.
As much as people want to get away from that scene, it was definitely a scene that people walked away talking about for years to come when it came to that movie. Boy. I'm not even going to go into detail about it. Y'all just need to go back and watch it for yourself.
Good thing I pumped the brakes because I was like, I know what scene that's in. No, watch not be in that scene. Oh man.
Oh boy. And what's so funny is I knew that meadow scene was gonna come up in some capacity during this episode.
And some got away.
He was gonna try to avoid it, but it was gonna
got away.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, yes. Yeah, Love Is Still Enough, man, and definitely a well done song as well.
Yes,
man. Definitely a memorable song on the soundtrack,
and it came at an interesting point in the soundtrack.
Yeah,
like where it lands, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Now you coming right after Scarface.
I know.
It's like, hold on.
Let's make this transition out of that now. Come on, we don't want to end this on that note. Like, we want people to walk away feeling something now.
Yeah,
something positive.
Many Rivers to Cross, performed by
Oleta.
Who is this performed by? Noretta Michael Walden. And is that Oleta Adams?
No, Oleta. Oleta Adams.
Oleta Adams.
Yes. Full background on Oleta, if you guys aren't privy to the many vocal pillars in this R&B world, Oleta Adams is definitely one of those true anthem queens. Like, she one of those people, she does a song, it's an anthem for something. Somewhere. Like, she was one of those, like, she manufactured anthems. She might not drop the best album, but there's going to be that one song out there that you're going to hear for decades to come. And that's going to be attached to something that's bigger than life, for sure. And she was one of those people that was known for that. Her delivery and tone has always been monumental. And it's fitting that this would be the last song. It was a great end to the soundtrack. Ended on a spiritual high, if you will. I think that's what they were looking to accomplish, and they definitely did a good job with that with Miss Adams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super musician too.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oleta ain't never been no punk, man.
Yeah.
Never.
On the keys, you know what I mean?
Like Mrs. Get Here if you can.
Not playing no games.
Never. Yeah, man.
You know.
And when it's all said and done, man, that concludes the Jason's Lyric soundtrack, man. 20 songs deep on the soundtrack. Who's doing that nowadays?
Right. They're not doing that these days, and they should be.
Yeah, and very different artists at that too. Not no one or two artists were anywhere remotely the same, actually.
Right.
Like very different walks of life, very different. It's a real gumbo pot. This is soundtrack.
And like they wouldn't. A lot of them wouldn't even be in the same room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of them wouldn't be in the same room together at that time. You know.
Let alone the soundtrack.
Fast forward now, maybe.
Yep.
Catch them at award shows, and you know it's a little different now. But then, nah. There was the hip hop awards. There was some people R&B. It was two different worlds. You wasn't going to both. You know what I mean? Like you didn't catch too many R&B artists at the Source Awards.
Hell no. And if you did, they were like low key, not being seen.
Yeah.
Back of the back.
Mm-hmm. You know.
Like you hear those stories come out now, but back then it's
Yeah, when
unheard
you
of.
see that, like when you see the clips of the Source Awards, you don't see. Now, someone was there when they would do like if they were announcing a category,
Yeah.
might
Or
be there,
featured
but
on the song.
yeah,
Yeah. Something light.
yeah. But they didn't really, yeah. When it came to like actual events, it wasn't a lot of that going on. Now, sometimes with the tour,
Yeah.
I knew they threw some acts on there from time to time, hip hop and R&B from time to time, but that wasn't even a thing then. It is now though.
Yeah. I
No,
agree.
you can get a Trey Songs. You can get a Trey Songs on a track, right?
Right.
You can get a Trey Songs, but then he'll bring out a little flip on his set, and it works because it's
Yep.
this day and time. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
You know, but it'd be hard for like a at that time. It'd be hard for Brian McKnight to do a, a set and bring out Snoop Dogg. It
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
wouldn't have worked.
No.
You know. But yeah, man.
Just a time
Jason Leary
period, really.
soundtrack. You know.
That was just a time period.
Hmm.
That's all.
Like I said, you know you had to be there. You had to be during that time to kind of understand um, some of those things we were saying.
Definitely, definitely. Definitely.
You know.
But nonetheless, man, Jason's Lyric, dope soundtrack, even
Uh,
doper movie. Hey, shout out to everyone that from Jada Pinkett to Alan Payne to
mm,
Tretch, you did an awesome job
mm,
depicting doggone Houston gangster for real. Like he played that for real. Like I saw so many people I grew up with in that character for sure. From Joaquin Woodbine that played Joshua, doggone that was literally a couple of my cousins. that character he played, that was like and if you come from Texas, we all know somebody like that for real. Like it was just a star-studded cast for real. Like people that were going to be in major movies too, and have a
hmm.
real impact on the culture. Like this is one of those early ones. Like man, Jason's
Eddie
Lyric, man, it's one
Griffin
of them
was in
ones, man.
there.
Eddie Griffin. A lot of people forget Eddie Griffin was in
Was in
young
there.
Eddie at
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Don't touch my hair. Oh man, Eddie Griffin
Hilarious,
was a
man.
fool in this too, man. Like, yeah, man, but just a
Hmm.
great job overall. Like
Real good job.
representing Houston on the big screen. Like that's the first time we had ever seen it growing up, and it definitely did wonders for us in the city and for our self esteem also. Just to have
Hmm.
real Houston light or Texas light period depicted on the big screen in an era where East Coast and West Coast was really, really starting to really take a chokehold of everything as far as urban music goes. On the film,
Mm.
on the radio, and on the TV, and on the TV and in the movie screen. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it was definitely a pivotal time, man. Frenchie's, for all y'all that don't know, is a real restaurant. Metro was a real bus line. Like everything about that movie was real, not fabricated. It was really shot in Fifth Ward. It was really
Hmm.
shot in the Tray. Like everything they talk about, how we dressed, the type of slang we use, everything. Like they did a great job depicting Houston life and Houston culture early.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to all of y'all that put together Jason's Lyric, man, and put together this
Man,
soundtrack.
man. Incredible.
Yep,
Incredible movie.
yep, definitely.
Real good soundtrack too.
Yep.
Yeah, man. This concludes another episode of Vibes and Convo. Got any more? You got any shout outs, sequel, before we hit the
Shout
town
out to the
running?
chat,
Come on.
everybody that's got our back.
Come on.
Shout out Key. Shout out Kurt, wherever you are, brother, man. Shout out
The
another
Quineret.
brother, another Vibes and Convo brother. Doggone everybody that's been down with us since day one, man. Doggone while we still keeping this going. We got more fire that's coming for y'all. We got more stuff that's on the horizon, man. Trust me, we just getting started, man. Still early in the year.
Stay tuned,
Yeah,
man.
stay
Stay
tuned.
tuned. See
Stay
y'all
tuned.
next week. Same time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll have that music review going. You know what I mean?
In a major way,
Send
y'all.
send your favorite artists our way. Send your favorite artists, all genres.
Yes, sir.
Send them the vibes and combo way. All right, y'all. We up out this thing.